Now, feeling smarter than everyone else is one of those things that you honestly just keep to yourself. And the reason for it is because you don't want to front some sort of narcissistic ego to anyone because people tend to never understand you. But in this video, I'm going to be going over that feeling deep down that makes you question what that feeling is and 4 things that you can do to capitalize on to achieve success. And I'm assuming, not saying, assuming that the reason you are clicking this video is because you are sick and tired of the bullshit friends, the bullshit teachers, jobs, the media, the schoolwork, and you're really starting to question your reality and maybe the lives of other people. Whatever it is, you are watching this video because you finally realize that your purpose in life is to stand out when for your entire life you've been told to fit in, and now you need a solution. And just to clarify, when I'm getting through this, whatever you want to call it, I'm not talking about the societal standard of being smarter, like getting good grades or having a quote-unquote good job that makes 6 figures a year, because if you plan on making 7 or maybe even 8 figures a year, you got to block out the shit that zombifies you. I'm going to bring this back up to the top of your head because I'm talking about that weird gut feeling that something is off in your life. Something just doesn't make sense living stagnant, that you have something more to offer in this world and you want to figure that out. Maybe you want to stand out, but you have fears like 99% of what other people will think of you. I'm going to remind you, that shit doesn't matter. Now, trust me when I say this because I've been in your shoes and maybe I don't seem or look qualified to tell you exactly what to do, but let me tell you this because I bet you can relate. I am a college dropout student who went to college because my parents told me to do so, and that might be you, considering dropping out right now as we speak. I was always confused as to how people straight out of grade or elementary school already knew what career they wanted to be in while you were deciding, and the pressure from family, friends, and teachers could possibly be altering your choices. And instinctively, you are thinking about winning at all times. The ability to compete is fun. It's what you know gives life such an incredible journey, and you hate to fucking lose. If you were raised right and you have a competitive nature, this video is going to be perfect for you. Now, I want you to imagine the celebrities, the YouTubers, and every single one of those superior individuals that you aspire to be. What are the things that you envy? And now you have to ask yourself a simple question. What was their first step? And try to think logically here. I was speaking to one of my mentors the other day, and he reminded me of one of the things he told me when we first started working together. And write this down because he basically said that you will never be able to see your second step until you take your first. Which goes into my first tip, which is to ask yourself, what is my first step? Now, this is a question you should be asking yourself 80% of your day. Make it a habit for yourself so you never lose focus. I think it's safe to say that because of these devices, every single person's attention span operates like jelly. Admit it to yourself that this right here is a distraction. And the only way that you are ever going to win in life is if you can learn to control yourself from these temptations. Ask yourself, what is it that I want to do? There are multiple avenues to make hundreds of thousands of dollars if that's what you want. You just have to do some research. Some people want to become an entrepreneur, start a YouTube channel, start a Shopify store, or they want to go to school to become an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor. Whatever it is, figure out what your first step is so you can visualize the schedule and plan. People would rather spend their hour looking at memes or going through boring TikTok videos than focusing on what their purpose is. As great as these phones are, you need to question the source and the main intention of what certain products are. What if the phones were designed to keep you in the sunken place? The ability to love, create businesses, socialize as normal human beings is being taken away from us as we speak. But you can make a choice to make a difference. Then once you figure that out, your next step would be to create a schedule. This is going to be interesting, but some people don't know how simple and cheap I can actually be. I don't have some insane planner. I don't have a whiteboard. I literally track everything in Google Docs and it's free. But if I were in your position, I would be educating myself on everything or every single task responsible for you achieving your goals. Know the important building blocks to the finished product, whether that be a YouTube video, a TikTok video, it could be anything. But you also have to be able to think logically. For example, to create a YouTube video, you need to have ideas. So you're probably going to have to create a document of a bunch of videos you want to create. Maybe you want to call it your inspiration doc. You can't record the video without the script, so you're going to have to get that second. Then you are going to need a place to record your video. So you start looking around on where you can set it up. Record, edit, couple pics for some thumbnails, and then post. The logic to any system can be drawn out and written in your daily schedule. What is my first step? The goal is for you to fully understand the value of your time so you can start your journey in whatever you want to achieve. What is my first step? Write it down, systemize it, practice, and execute every single day. Now for tip number 2, it's to stop expecting such fast results. I get it, it's important to have very, very high standards, but you also have to understand that you are still in the learning phase. There has been a number of students that I have gotten in contact with, and immediately they're thinking, I want to start making $10,000 the next month. And it's interesting because a lot of them start off as beginners, and you got to understand that you are still in the learning phase. During this time, you've probably just made the investment. You're not going to be making that 2x, 3x, 4x in the next 2 weeks, next month, next 2 months. You're going to have to go through a number of trial and error before you actually start seeing your first couple wins. For example, if you want to shoot 10 for 10 at the free throw line as a beginner basketball player, more often than not, that's not going to happen. That's probably going to be very impossible. But through practice and sharpening the skill of your shooting form, that muscle memory will eventually lead you to an opportunity to actually shooting 10 for 10 at the line. And it's going to be the same thing for business. It's a very rare occasion to see people make a return on their investment in their first month of business. You are also responsible for the amount of work that you put in. Luke Belmar has said this in a number of his lives, but he said, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, meaning that you will receive in direct proportion of what you are able to put in to that action. You also have to be brutally honest with yourself. And this kind of stems back to tip number 1. If you have not successfully conquered your demons and you can't control what you do in the day, you're never going to win. Where I find a lot of people struggling right now is that the moment they spend money on the business, they expect that return to come in too soon. And to break it down for you, they think about the money and not the process when it should be the complete opposite. You have to be able to think about the journey and not the end goal. Expect the ride to be slow and prepare for any failures that come your way. You're gonna have to go over this hump of resistance once the pressure starts building inside you. And a really good metaphor that I have come across in my 2 years of becoming an entrepreneur, the beauty of a diamond is created after an immense amount of pressure. Find a way to compete. Find it within yourself to keep pushing even when times get tough. Stop expecting such fast results. You need to think about the process. Think about the journey. There was this quote by Nelson Mandela where it said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Be patient on this journey. As long as you are disciplined and you focus on becoming 1% better every single day, the results will eventually catch up. And honestly, you could be a few steps away from hitting that big win. And when it does, you can come back to this video to thank me later. Now for tip number 3, be prepared to cut any loose weight and make sacrifices. Now you're probably wondering, who are these people? Well, I'm pretty sure that you already have a great idea as to who this could be, because that could be bad friend groups, family, toxic relationships, and you gotta be brutally honest with yourself if these are the type of people that are gonna help you achieve your goals. Unfortunately, these friend groups, maybe even family, and these toxic relationships aren't going to be the people that challenge you in order to become your best self. For example, I was never really the type of person to go to these parties, sit in big groups, and get slammed. If you ever just wondered why these people just keep on going out and they're just completely wasting their time, that's exactly what I thought too. And the way that you probably think of it is because the logic of I'm gonna go to A and drink so I can achieve B, my goals, just doesn't line up. And for the people that want to become in the top 1%, you're gonna have a lot of those thoughts. And it's important that you start taking action on these tips, otherwise you're going to lose yourself in the sunken place. You have to learn to accept that certain people don't have any positive impact on your goals. And as bad as you want them to come along on this journey, you have to accept that you can't save everyone. For just a very small proportion of your journey, you're going to have to learn how to do these things and build these skills alone. Obviously, you're always going to get the support from people that love you and know what's good for you, but that doesn't mean they know what's best for you. Everything is a transfer of energy, and it's easy to bond with things after a certain period of time and repetition. A great way to put this is, if you hang with clowns, you become a clown. If you hang with gamers, you're gonna become a gamer. Go on Google right now and search up what social conformity is. Don't allow these people to skew your focus and alter your decisions. And if you're having trouble finding people that will actually challenge you and push you to become your best self, feel free to just join my Discord in the link below, where I have a community of like-minded people that want to be great and tag along in this journey. You are going to have to make sacrifices. In order to gain, you're also going to have to lose, whether you like it or not. The journey in itself is not supposed to be smooth sailing. The battle is between you and you. You are responsible for your life. Only you are the person that can make a difference in other people's lives, only if you choose to do so. But again, do not be afraid to cut any loose weight out. Cut off any distraction, redirect that focus, redirect that energy into your goals, and go conquer what you have planned. Now, tip number 4 is to focus on self-development. I think that self-development is probably one of the most superior things that everybody should be doing nowadays. And to break it down simply, you should be building the skill of how you should plan your day and week ahead of time. What this will allow you to do is you'll be able to find more time in your day to get more work done, and also figure out and optimize time on when you should be getting work done. This will also help you get on a much better sleep schedule. And ways that you can also be doing that, for the past few months, I have been tracking my sleep. I make sure that around 8 p.m. I am not looking at any blue light at all, as well as not snacking after 8 p.m. A lot of you guys go to bed with your phone in your hand. Now, something that I highly suggest that you do is just go into your phone in settings, go to display and brightness, and then create a night shift on your phone from at least 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. And you can also do the same thing on your laptop, your computer screens. Make sure that you limit the amount of blue light that you are receiving. And then to really top it off on getting a good sleep schedule, don't snack after 8 p.m. Your body can only do one of two things. Either it is going to digest food or it's going to repair itself. If you've ever wondered why you felt so foggy in the morning, it might be because you have not allowed your body to get the rest that it needs because it was busy digesting the food in its sleep. This will also open a window for you to create really great relationships, whether that be business relationships, romantic relationships, or just relationships with your family. And trust me, the only way that you're going to allow yourself to do that is just by knowing what you got going on in your life. Understanding where your time needs to be allocated will also allow you to fit in the gym, which is super important. In addition to that, something else that has helped me is by actually going out grocery shopping and buying whole organic foods. I think that it's very important that if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, you can't be out there eating McDonald's and eating all these foods that make you feel foggy. A healthy body equals a healthy brain, which means you're going to have a healthy operating system to think positively and implement into your business, life, and relationships. You should also be educating yourself on things that you are struggling with and find a book that can help you with that. So in saying that, invest into books. For an hour a day, you can read about 30 pages. And if you were to do that over the course of a month, that is 900 pages, which is also equivalent to around 5 to 7 books. And if you are interested in reading particular books and you want to educate yourself in literacy, you can also join my Discord server because in there, we also hand out a book of the week to every single member inside. You have to be able to focus on personal development. So I highly suggest going over the last few things that I mentioned in this tip. And in my experience in becoming a successful entrepreneur, it all started off in college. In college, I used to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning just to get my homework done. So then that way, when I went to class, I knew exactly what the teacher was going to talk about. This allowed me to participate a lot more, as well as get very spectacular grades. You have to be able to enter this mentality where you just want to become 1% better every single day because you know deep down that it's going to positively affect your life. And even when I was in nursing school for the 3 months that I was there, waking up at 4 in the morning and putting my energy towards becoming a nurse just wasn't going to cut it for me. It made me think, if I'm going to be waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single morning to do my homework, I might as well just do it for a business. Now, you don't have to necessarily do that forever, but however, I do find that my brain operates the best as soon as I wake up. It is the most alert and it also brings out the best of my ideas. And if you don't want to wake up at 4 in the morning, try 6 a.m. I want you to be able to build these habits where you wake up early in the morning because there you will find the most peace possible. And that peace is exactly what you need in order to achieve your goals and work towards something that you actually care about. For most of you guys are probably in school, you guys have a 9 to 5, which is why I want you to focus on self-development in the earlier hours instead of after, when you are all burnt out after that 9 to 5 or school. But again, please focus on becoming 1% better every single day. Life is about evolution and you cannot remain stagnant if you want to become successful. Every single day you should be learning about something and applying that knowledge into your business, into your life, so then that way you can become a person of high value. But basically, guys, this kind of brings me to the end of the video. Just to conclude the 4 tips that we went over, the first thing that I want you to do is just ask yourself, what is your first step? Number 2 is to stop expecting fast result. 3, cut out any loose weight. And finally, focus on self-development. These are the 4 most valuable tips that will help you achieve the best version of yourself. If you want to get into business, if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to be a YouTuber, whatever it is, focus on these 4 things and I guarantee you, you will succeed. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys got a lot of free value out of this, make sure that you guys check out my Instagram page and ask me any more questions that you have in regards to your life and your journey and your businesses at Adrian the Max. If you are interested in a one-on-one mentorship, you want to learn how to make money online, you want to become the best version of yourself, DM me on Instagram with the word build and one of my team members or myself will get back to you as soon as possible. But aside from that, I really enjoy making these kinds of videos. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys would like to hear more about this stuff. And if you are a soldier, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Don't forget to turn on those post notification alerts so then that way you get notified as to when the next video is going to be coming out. I really care about you guys a lot and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.